Hi there, my name is Yuri Nikolsky, and I'm the owner of Clinical Imaging Consulting. Today, I'd like to talk to you about something known as imaging informatics. Imaging informatics, as you might have guessed, has to do with digital imaging. It is a discipline that was born out of a necessity. It was born when we transitioned from film over to digital. Once we did that, we quickly came to realize that things have changed quite significantly. And in order for us to continue operations, we now need to look at things from two very different standpoints from the standpoint of the clinical world, but also the technical world. And that was problematic. Those two worlds didn't really coincide much, they both lived in their own separate bubbles. Things were kind of complex. Doctors didn't really fully understand what the engineers were saying, and engineers couldn't really appreciate the significance of what was truly important in the daily operations of a clinician. As a result, a new professional was born. And that professional, you guessed it, yes, clinical imaging informaticist. What we do oftentimes is not on the front lines. We don't actually take the pictures and we don't interpret them. But without us, nothing will really work, at least not the way it's supposed to. Clinical imaging informaticists take on different roles. Some of us are engineers, others are developers, some of us are educators, others are PACS administrators. The list goes on. Ultimately, we are the people that make it happen. The one thing that's important to appreciate is that with the advent of technology, especially with the introduction of AI, things didn't really get simpler. Or let me rephrase it, they did to some extent. We've now unleashed the power of absolutely amazing assistants that can help our frontline workers to be more efficient, to take more images, to read more studies. All of that is critically needed. As you all know, we're suffering with a rather pronounced shortage of healthcare workers. But the problem is that for all those systems to work, we need to configure them. Because unfortunately, this is not really a plug and play kind of situation. The idea here is simple. Every single healthcare organization, every single practice is actually different. This is driven by a lot of factors. This is driven by established workflows. This is driven by different patient populations, different types of services that we provide. And ultimately, the same system may need to operate and perform rather differently to truly address the needs of one or another institution. This is where we come in. We analyze the needs of clinical stakeholders. We figure out what is the best way to configure the system. We then configure it, test it, make sure that it works to the liking of the actual institution and the clinical stakeholders. Everybody, by the way, I'm not just saying radiologists, this is everyone involved, from registration to the technologists to radiologists to supporting personnel. Everyone has a role to play, and therefore everyone should be given the tools that work for them in the way that they should work. Ultimately, the configuration of this, the maintenance of this, even the education of the clinical stakeholders rests on the broad shoulders of clinical imaging informaticists. Generally speaking, there's a golden rule. The formula is very simple: get the right image before the right physician at the right time. It's easy to say, it's a lot more difficult to actually accomplish and get it to some sort of fruition in real life. But if you work on this hard enough, it's absolutely possible. And once you do that, things improve markedly. Things improve on a number of fronts. We improve what's called the turnaround time. The turnaround time effectively is how long it takes from the actual order when the first physician actually places the order for some kind of imaging to be done for one or another patient up until we have the diagnostic report completed. This is a great example, as this is This has been improved to a level that we simply could not even dream of in the analog world. In the analog world, we were talking about probably a week for not super urgent studies. We've cut it down to a couple of days. As things improve, we're probably going to improve it even more. This makes a very big difference, especially for critical patients, of course, but for everybody else too. The sooner we can get the information to the physician that's ordered the imaging, the sooner that physician can analyze the results and make the decision as to what is the best course of action with respect to treatment of one or another patient. So, with all that being said, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you to this profession. If imaging is something that interests you and if technology is your thing, you've joined the right channel. Welcome, and I'll see you at the next video.